Hope everybody had an outstanding weekend. And if it wasn't as outstanding as you'd like it to be, and it was riddled with challenges, stress, or somewhere in between, we are here. And we have the power of choice over ourselves. We have the power of choice in what we put into our nervous system. We have the power of choice in how we show up in our strength, our confidence, our certainty, heart-centered, full of empathy. We have like the power of choice is present. And that's what's here for me. AG, what's present for you, brother?
Well, what is present for me is leadership and ecosystem merging at the highest level after this weekend. Absolutely incredible weekend.
Awesome. And Fernando, what is present for you?
I am present to the styles and qualities of leadership. I'm looking forward to see how we continue to rock off this morning huddle. I believe we have some special guests, Anthony and company. So Mr. Callaghy, we will shoot it back to you.
Yes. So we just created a new container of leadership, and we'll get to Anthony in a moment. We're going to speak into this. And one of the most effective tools of training on any point, and we're going to cause this throughout this huddle and on Clubhouse as we work on ecosystem merging with more specificity around some dynamics of your specific ecosystems. As a general proposition, leadership, we always want to speak into what things don't sound like. So here's what leadership doesn't sound like. Write these down. One, like the causing of leadership does not sound weak. The causing of leadership does not sound weak, right? So it doesn't sound like, I don't know, Fernando, give me a version of weak leadership and you're going to communicate with something with me.
So, Sean, I think, in order to really make this happen, like we got to put a lot of pressure on just numbers because volumes, all that matters. So, let's figure out a way to just put as much pressure as we can on volume so we can make sure, we get them and we make these numbers happen.
Yeah. So there was it could even be more uncertain that sometimes, so I like that as an example. Could also sound sort of like, hey, Fernando, I had this idea. I had this thing. I think it would be good and you might be interested. So, what it looks like that's weak leadership. Two, it doesn't sound like a cheerleader. Fernando, give me a cheerleader version of leadership where you're benefit throwing at me. And let's say maybe where Gina was 2.5 months ago or 2 months ago on the excitement level about why somebody would want to run a Real Raw Open. Like, give me cheerleading benefit throwing.
All right, listen, it's going to be amazing. And this is what we're going to do. It's just people and thing. And we're just going to get them on and everything's going to happen. And listen, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be just amazing. And it's just people on a show. It's just like people on a show, it's just, they get on, they talk and all this magic things happen. I'm telling you, I just need to know, how many people do you have confirmed?
All right, Thursday? Let's bring Gina up live real quick. Gina, you out there? Do we have the one and only Real Raw Open coordinator of Unblinded, Gina Ricci?
I believe she. Thank you, Vince.
All right, tell them to get their butts on over here. All right, please, for fun. So 3, because we'll come back to Gina. I want to see. So Gina missed that. I want her to listen to and see how accurate Fernando's impersonation of Gina was from back in the day. I think it was quite spot on, Fernando. 3. Here's what it also doesn't sound like. Right? It also doesn't sound like a shitty, nagging version of a parent, a teacher, or a weak sports coach. So give me some shitty parenting, naggingness, Fernando.
Come on, George. I've called you 6 times. All you need to do is click the link. Listen, Frank's doing it. Frank has them on. There's 4 people confirmed. You've been 2 weeks in a row and nothing. I get it. But come on, George. It's just, you got to be like Frank. Let's go.
Yes. Excellent. Nagging. Really, You said you wanted this. Do you really want it? Like, there's this, yeah, like, do you really want this? Because you did say you did. So, yeah, aren't you a responsible person? Like, shitty nagginess present, right? Fourth, it also doesn't sound like a horrible drill sergeant. From Animal House, a beautiful caricature from back in the day. I think it was Animal House that had this. It certainly had one. I think this is where this comes from. Fernando, you are worthless and weak. Do you want to be worthless and weak, Fernando? Right? It doesn't sound anything like that. And the lighter version of that sounds like, Fernando, do you want to be somebody or do you mean nothing? You want to be somebody or you want to be nothing? It's your call, man. Like, I am JT Fox and like, I got like a Lamborghini and, I might not be able to really pay for it. And it's my friends and I take a picture in front of it, but at least I pretend, like, be like me. I'm good looking. Fake it till you make it, man. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I heard something that sounded like that. It actually sounded like, hey, I'm really good looking. And like, your pitch is horrible. You got to come here knowing your product. Because you don't know your product, you're never going to be anywhere. You got to know your product. Like, I don't even know what that meant. Right. So it also doesn't sound like the wannabe Grant Cardone, like hardcore influencer person meets drill sergeant. That's the fourth category of what we don't want it sounding like. What we do want it sounding like is this, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's on the left side. Circle and a line through it like Ghostbusters. Here's what it does sound like. And we're going to go to Anthony in a second because Anthony is going to speak his heart on some of this issue. And
yeah, just so
Anthony,
you know, Mr. Pally, so you can keep writing. No optics on Anthony at the moment, so just keep carrying on.
Okay. So Anthony had said he wanted to come aboard this morning. So, but yeah, if anybody just text him and see if Anthony is still wanting to come on this morning.
You got it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So either way, what is present for what it does sound like is actually, Fernando, you go ahead. Is Gina here yet, actually?
Yes, Gina is here.
All right, Gina. So we went through the 1, 2, 3, 4 of week. 1 is weak, 2 is cheerleader, right? 3 is like nagger, parent, coach, teacher. 4 is like drill sergeant meets like obnoxious, condescending influencer person, right? Putting like, are you going to be something or nothing? Do you want it? Do you really want it? Like, or not, like that? No. And for fun, Fernando, can you please share your version of cheerleader in category 2 one more time for Gina?
All right. So guys, listen, this is going to be amazing. We just got to get some people on. It's like a 90-minute call. It's going to be super fun. It's just people hang out. We talk. It's like, listen, it's super easy. It's no big deal. We just got to get them all on, have some fun. It's like 10 people and that's it. Listen, so can you please confirm that next Wednesday we're going to be good so we can go have some fun
Gina.
together?
Yeah, Gina, does that sound like the ghost of Christmas past to you?
Yes. Yes.
Why are you laughing, Gina?
Well, because Fernando, you portrayed me in the past.
Right. I love it. Right. We laugh when there's truth. So, Gina, can you now speak into actually with Fernando? So you can turn the tables, what the causing of leadership actually looks like. And then we're going to go into more of the story. We'll do the story on Clubhouse, right? And because we're going to go into specific ecosystem merger dynamics. I don't want to go as deep here, but we won't talk about how we got here, whatever, right now. But share with Fernando, please, just pause his leadership, right? Pause Fernando's leadership about, so it's not about Real Raw or the challenge, because we'll do that in Clubhouse and some other specific things. Lean into Fernando that he is an I bring 5, you bring 5 speaking engagement partner of yours. Mm-hmm. And he was supposed to have his 5 confirmed by 5 p.m. on Monday. It's now 5 p.m. on Tuesday, and he's been avoiding you because the speaking engagement is on Saturday, and this is what you guys are committed to. So let's have an effective, integrous confront and cause his leadership.
Okay. So, hey, Fernando, how are you this morning? I want to touch base. Oh, yes. Sorry.
Please continue, Gina.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for stepping up and saying yes to, doing this incredible, having this incredible event together. Where are your people? I'm just wondering because you committed, you said yes. And I know that you know the impact this can make on literally future generations and your business and growing your business. So you committed, and I'm just wondering, where are the people you said you committed to bringing?
Yeah. Thanks, G. And listen, happy Monday to Mastery Monday to you as well. Listen, I got a couple days. I certainly committed to it, and I got till Saturday, so I'm working on it. I have some things together. I'm gonna put them on.
Great. Okay. So thank you. Listen, when we spoke, I said, are you in? You're going to be able to bring your people and have them all set up by Tuesday, because we are committed here, and this impacts us and impacts the people that are coming.
Hey Gina.
Yep.
Can you? Awesome. There's a little bit of category 3 nagging weight, just a little.
I feel it.
It's still you're like an 8 point. You're an 8.0 right now, so it's not bad, right? But you're tipping into category 3 nagginess a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So can you drop into your heart and have some empathy? So, right, the way we get out of category 3 is we drop into empathy, but we still get to heck yes or heck no. So please, guys, drop into some heart and empathy while still remaining strong, confident, certain.
That was some access right there, folks.
Yeah. The strength, say it, Brando.
No, that was thank you. That was some strength right there. There's one to hear the categories, and then there's the micro distinctions of how to shift into them. I wouldn't have thought to say how to shift out of nagginess is to drop into empathy. That's like an anchor. So for everyone, now they're saying, wait, but I don't want to be more nagginess. What do I do? Now we have access. We drop into our goddess empathy. So thank you for that, Sean.
Thank you, Brando, for pointing it out.
Yes.
Yeah, Gina.
Thank you for giving even more access, Fernando. Okay. So Fernando, thank you for stepping up and saying you were going to do this together. And I appreciate you so much for stepping in and wanting this. And, I know that you said you're going to commit your people today So it's not like Saturday, right? It's not Saturday.
One more thing. Watch this, Gina. One more tool, right? Which we worked on last week. It is the 8th of smaller QVC. It's the Q. What are you not bringing to this conversation?
Yes. Well, I did say in the beginning, right? Where are those people? But I didn't.
Yeah, I might drop in and go, how are you really feeling? How certain are you about this weekend? Have the other person, again, to drop out of category 3 nagginess. And actually all 4 categories, but certainly nagginess included, it equals asking a question how you doing? Where are you on this? I feel good. Could I ask you, it might sound like this, Gina, but Fernando, we did agree and commit. We'd have it done by now. And we can agree that didn't happen, right? And I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. But how do you think that might sound like this? How do you think that might make me feel? Try asking him that question, Gina.
Can I ask you, Sean, how do you think that might make me feel? Doesn't that create something a weird, it's about me?
Let me just share. Let me just share out of the person role playing. The whole time I was I'm gonna come up with a smart ass answer no matter what they say. And the second Sean said that, I was like, man, now I'm the a-hole if I come back with a smart ass answer. Because of that, at least I'm speaking for me personally, Fernando. In my nervous system, I was committed to saying a smart ass answer no matter what you asked me. And then as soon as he said that, I was like, now if I do, I'm not a smart ass. Now I'm an a-hole for doing it in that moment.
And hear my tonality, Gina. Remember, like, hear the tonality of like, I'm not trying to be difficult for you. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but, you know, with keeping the agreement, I have my 5 people. You know, how do you think I might be feeling right now about our agreement? Do you feel that, Gina, differently?
Yes, that feels different. Yes, like
because it is about an agreement they made to you, right? Like, I mean, you do have an agreement with them, right? This is what we're going to do. So you're allowed to hold people to their agreement, integrity.
And for contrast, it's much different than saying, well, like, you know, Fernando, like, how about me? Like, I'm feeling it. I did it already. Like, how do you think this makes me feel? It's totally different than what Sean just said.
Worlds apart.
Yes.
Worlds apart.
Right.
There's empathy. There's empathy.
That's literally the biggest difference.
Yeah. Like, how do you feel?
Like, we're not judging them. We're not trying to make them feel bad, but we're bringing them present to, like, the truth. Right?
Yep. Okay. So
that.
Fernando, so I'm just, you know, we had an agreement, right? Yeah. Thank you. And you know, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but like, I kept my agreement and I have my 5 people. So I'm just wondering, where are you on this? Like, where are you on?
Even softer, even more empathy, more your heart, Gina.
Okay.
So remain strong. There's like an edgy, like, your wrongness lurking. There's like an edgy, your wrongness lurking in the back of your tonality.
Okay.
There's like judgment lurking in the back of the tonality. Can you feel that, Gina, or no?
Yes, and I can't stand it. It's like, I can't stand it. Thank you.
And Gina, for love and empathy, I'm literally working on the exact same thing. Like, this exact conversation is exactly what I'm personally working on, is creating a zone of safety. That's why my listening is so triggered when Sean gave that access, is because that's what's missing. I don't feel safe in your current tone. All Sean is doing is making me feel safe by dropping into empathy and goddess. So I just want to share, you know, from my heart to yours, like, we're working on the same thing together.
I love it.
And we're gonna talk about, thank you for that, Fernando. We're gonna talk about twig snap and zone of safety. And Chaz, let's capture that for tonight's What is Unblinded, Why We're Raw. We're gonna lean in with these fine folks tonight on zone of safety and the causing of leadership and twig snapping, and we're gonna cover that in ecosystem merging. We're gonna, like, expand on that and literally cause ecosystem mergers this morning on Clubhouse. But go ahead, Brenda.
Okay. So, Fernando, so I'm just wondering, you know, how certain are you about really being able to do this?
Yeah, I feel, you know, I certainly feel, you know, confident about it.
Are you confident? So you feel confident about bringing your people by the end of day today, as we agreed upon?
Twig just snapped, and like not by tonight, but certainly, you know, before Saturday. Listen, you know, before Saturday, I'm committed.
Okay. Thank you for your commitment, and you know, because of the impact that this is going to make literally on the people that are coming together, you know, that are going to be there. The agreement had to be like today. So, like, I might have to find somebody different if we can't have those.
There's still it's just for today. So there's still mastery rising. Gina, I love this.
I do.
Because now I love where you are. There's still a little bit of, like, zone of safety break. So so but it's still so much more effective than cheerleader. Right? So it just sounds like, this is gonna be recorded. It sounds like this. So Fernando, brother, my hand is on my heart. Like, I didn't even think of it. My hand is on my heart. Like, brother, you know, I am not, watch my flow now, Gina. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. And I get that, you know, this is an easy thing to like have move off the priority, like, chain. And from my seat, though, we did agree on this. Watch my tone. We did agree on this. And there's a lot at stake. And there's at stake, like, the future of our working together, the future of our ecosystem partnership. And I've been so dialed into like how to go about doing this because I want to scale and grow, brother. I'm committed to scaling and growing. And with all my heart, I just need to know, like, heck yes, you're in. Or maybe something changed, maybe change your mind. It's all good. You're safe to say no. But I need to know. I got to run, man. I got to be running with the people I'm going to be running with. And if we say we're going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we're going to run 6 miles, like, we're going to do it. You know, so like we can reset to like tomorrow, you know, at 5 p.m. But I need to like know it's heck yes, you're in, heck no, you're not. It can't just be that we show up on Saturday, because I've learned through the programs I take, if you want to say from Unblinded and from things I'm learning there, it's just not going to happen. And the person I am desperately seeking, my preference is it's you. But before, Gina, you were like kicking them out and not saying that. My preference is it's you, my strong preference. I love working with you. I need to know that we're aligned on how we cause leadership. Because this little silly event where I bring 5, you bring 5, and, you know, Mary brings 5, this little silly event that we're doing, this is just the beginning. We're going to be doing 1,000-person events in 6 months. We can never get there unless we hit what we agree on. We're just like, we're going to run a triathlon. We're going to be Ironman triathletes like Jason Sipple together. What we're doing here is we're running our first mile. And if we can't run the first mile, Fernando, we're never going to run an Ironman. And so I just need to know, and this is not inspiration. I'm not trying to get you to say yes. I'm trying to get to the truth. I just need to know, brother, it's like, heck yes, you're in, or heck no, you're not. And heck yes equals 5 people will be set by tomorrow. Like, so, brother, heck yes, heck no, please.
Incredible.
What's there for you around that, Gina?
The zone of safety, the zone of safety, the taking out of, you know, the shitty coach, the shitty cheerleader, just like, it's yes or no. It's just yes or no. I love you. I want growth for you and for the rest of the people involved. And if that's what, you know, what you want, and it's a heck yes, then outstanding. We can extend it till tomorrow latest. If we can't get there, then that's okay. If that's not how you're feeling, that's okay. And somebody else, I'll get someone else, but I need to know if it's a heck yes or a heck no, like now.
And by the way, what we just displayed in the mic drop moment is process mastery. 1, modeling. 2, time blocking of outcomes. 3, maximization through measuring and monitoring. 4, vertical innovation. 1, modeling. This is what integrous, heart-centered leadership looks like. Modeling the mechanism. 2, time blocking. This conversation occurs because it went into your calendar. Here's where I cause leadership in my I bring 5, you bring 5, you bring 5. Here's where I cause leadership in my speaking opportunities. Here's where I cause leadership in my raw. Here's where I cause leadership in my influence challenge. Here's where I cause leadership in confronting my sales team or my marketing person, right? It's in the calendar. That conversation never occurs if it's not time blocked. 3, it's measured. Fernando, you're at 0. I'm at 5. Like, unacceptable. You're out of agreement. You don't know you're out of agreement unless you're measuring things that are in a time sensitive way. And 4th, the vertical innovation is that if it's not Fernando, then it's somebody else. And we're figuring out if it's time to vertically innovate or not. The innovation isn't, oh, you know what, Sean? No, I say I'm Fernando. I don't know if this really works anyway. Do we really want to do this? Are you sure this is? I don't really think so. Why don't we collaborate and figure out a program that we could do together? And like, you know, why don't we spend the next like 6 months like writing a book? Like, we won't worry about selling the book. And you know what we'll do? We'll buy all our books and call ourselves Amazon bestsellers. And then we won't have any money anyway, but at least we get to say that. And then we won't ever have an audience. Then we'll just start designing a program. And then you know what we'll do? We'll start paying people to do things for us that won't cause any outcome either. And then 3 years from now, we'll be broke We'll have lost all our money and we'll say personal development doesn't work and it's horrible. And then we'll go smoke cigarettes and like cry. And I'm not serious. You know, like that's what it looks like. So the innovation is I will walk away because I realize Fernando is an avatar. I love him and he's an avatar who's replaceable. And if somebody in your life is not replaceable, regardless of them violating their boundaries or agreements with you, if they're not replaceable, you can never cause leadership and you will never have money, time, and magic. Take it from somebody who's violated that principle countless times. And I violated with other people. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. It's no judgment. They're not good or bad people. Like it's not about goodness or badness. It's not about love or not love. It's loving unconditionally with boundaries. Like, here's what it looks like. Yay or nay, right? Everybody is replaceable. Not like replaceable in that you love them, replaceable in the position they're playing in the agreement.
And if you're unable,
Gina.
Sean, to cause leadership,
AG.
if you're unable to cause leadership with the people that you're directly impacting, then how can you cause leaders to lead leaders who are then leading other leaders?
Yeah. And how can you ever make the world a greater place? It's a fiction. It's just a dream. It's like saying, I want to pony an island when you're a little kid before you go to bed. It's a beautiful thing. And it's a fiction. It's a fiction. If you cannot do what we just described at a masterful level, you will never, ever scale. You'll never scale. And that's okay. Again, same thing. Cause and leadership. It's okay. But that's the truth. Like, it isn't being weak. 1. 2, it's not being a cheerleader. Right? You don't get this by jumping up and down in Tony Robbins' room. You get this by having the integrous leadership that Tony has when he causes a crowd to take action, when he causes people effectively in his life to take action. What Oprah does. Like, they've caused leadership, and they didn't do it by just the cheerleading part. Like, we want to be like positive and energized at times as well, but it comes down to these types of effective confronts. Third, we don't get there by nagging and by, like, you know, just being that like gym teacher, coach, like high school ineffective coach or parent nagging. Like, when you realize what so the lecture, nagging lectureness. And fourth, we don't get there. Like, nagging lectureness equals disaster. And fourth, like, you're worthless and weak. Don't you want this? Don't you want to be cool like me? Like, F you, dude. Like, F you. No, I want a heart-centered, strong, confident, certain leader. Gina, what's there in final? AG, want to come on in, brother? I know that AG is here, and we're rolling from down south, and Adam's been kidnapped to jump in the ocean later. He doesn't realize that yet. But let's start getting Clubhouse Live, Chaz. Get over there and let's start opening that up. And Gina, final.
Final is get into your heart, cause leadership through the heart with integrity, and we can impact the world immensely. I'm just always blown away. Sean, thank you for your access and for your...
AG is in the building.
What's up? Let me hop off this.
In the building. Go.
That's it. It's sunny and it's beautiful and 30 degrees, and Adam can't wait to jump in the ocean.
I did not in my days. Actually, I did.
He did. All right. So listen, guys, time check, Adam? 9 o'clock. Time to go. So Ecosystem Merger Monday is present. If you want to create acceleration ecosystem mergers, you want to cause your leadership specifically, that's what's happening on Clubhouse. And we're bringing that culture and mentality now. So love you guys. If you want that, see you over there. And if you are, make sure you're bringing people with you. So you can cause that for you, not for us. We add the value for you, and that's how we grow. All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.